Hi Virgo, Trishna here. Welcome to your February 2020 love reading. So what I'm feeling for you, Virgo, from an intuitive standpoint is I feel like your relationship situation is going really well. I feel like if you were in separation with a partner, your partner has now come back. I feel like you may have wondered before they came back if being back together with them would actually be all it's cracked up to be, or maybe you were wondering if like you were over like over fantasizing about how great it would be, and you wondered would it actually live up to your expectations, would it actually be as amazing as you thought it would be to get back together with this person. And I think now that you're with this person, you have learned, you have realized that it's not it's not as good as you thought it was going to be. It's better. I feel like you are really happy with your partner. I feel like your relationship is in a really good place. I feel like your partner is a lot more attentive to you, puts in a little more effort. They are still struggling with some things, but they are present. They are showing up. They are giving you attention. They are taking account of your feelings. They care about your feelings, and that is something that is important to them. Your feelings are, and your happiness is. So I feel like you're in a really, really good place with your partner. You're very happy with how things are going. It has exceeded your expectations. It's going much better than you ever thought it could, and you're absolutely pleased. You're really happy with how things are. I think that your partner, somehow you have a better understanding of what your partner has been going through this whole time. Maybe they shared it with you, maybe somehow you picked up on, just through conversations or through what you observed or through what somebody else has said, you picked up on the fact that they were going through a lot. And I know, Virgo, you went through a lot yourself while they were going through all of this, through this whole separation and this up and down relationship that you were in, this emotional roller coaster that was honestly very traumatic in many ways, like traumatizing, not traumatizing, but like very intense, like very, very intense. Like, it has not been an easy journey, but I feel like now that you know what your partner has been going through all this time, you're able to feel a lot of compassion towards them. And I think you've almost forgotten about the hurt that they put you through during all this time, because now you have an understanding of what they were going through during the same time as well. So I feel like you're being very supportive. I feel like this journey has taught you has made you stronger. Like, you have become a stronger person through this entire journey. I feel like you love your partner very much, but you can stand on your own 2 feet. If you had any kind of codependency before, I feel like you've become that individual, you become your own person, and you obviously care about them and their needs, but you also now care about yourself and your needs as well too. So I feel like this has been a really good growth transition for you. It was painful, I know, but and it's hard to say, like, it's hard to be like, we should just focus on the positives, because there was a lot of negatives there for a really, really long time. But if we're going to focus on some of the positives, you grew a lot as a person, Virgo. You grew a lot as a partner. You grew a lot in terms of self-love, and that is what the universe wants for you. And I feel like that was a lesson you were supposed to learn, and because you learned it, you're able to be in a partnership that is healthier. Now, your partner is still going through whatever it is that they're going through, but I feel like you know how you would handle things differently now that you know what's been going on and you've been through this. And I also feel like your partner knows how they would handle things differently as well. They are still going through difficult things, but they have most of it under control. And even if it were they have most of it under control. And the way that they would handle it is they would never let things get that out of control again. They would never put you in that position again. They would never let themselves get so down or so be in such a bad place that they had to put you in that kind of situation again. So yes, they have their own hurdles and their own journey to go through, but I feel like they're going to go on this journey with you. They're not going to leave you behind in the dust while they figure things out next time. They have this managed, and they're being very responsible about it, and they want to proceed in the best way possible. So, Virgo, I feel like this is a good place. I feel like the wait was worth it, and not just now in the moment, but for the long term. I feel like this is somebody who really wants to be a responsible partner and to actually be a partner, meaning when one of you has a problem, you deal with it together. And so I feel good, at least for the next 6 months. the next 6 months, we'll see. I am feeling positive, but I feel like somehow there's going to be maybe a milestone in there somewhere. So either things are going to improve or there's going to be another hurdle. I'm feeling right now like things are going to improve. Like it's going to be, the milestone is going to be you reaching maybe a new level in your relationship, like a new level of love, a new level of connection. So, but we'll get to that when 6 months rolls around. All right, Virgo, so now we're going to move on to the tarot portion of this reading. So I shuffled the deck and pulled out some cards. We're going to talk about the top 6 cards in this video, and then in the extended, we will cover the last 6 cards as well as additional cards and the bottom of the deck in the extended. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the Five of Swords, the World card, the Hanged Man, the Eight of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Swords. So before we get into the cards, Virgo, I want you to think about a wish that you have, a desire that you have. Maybe even think about a few different wishes that you have or a few different desires that you have. Whatever you picked, so make sure you pick it. Whatever you picked, I feel is most likely going to come true, and that is because of the World card. So that's just something for you to know, a little bonus part of this reading. So let's get into the cards. So with the Five of Swords, I feel this represents a little bit of your past energy kind of melded into your current energy. I feel like there's been a lot of things thrown at you, a lot of obstacles on your path. I know this is a love reading, but it hasn't just been in the love department. I feel like there's been a lot of obstacles in other areas of your life as well. Maybe your career, maybe your finances, maybe your family, maybe your friends. I feel like you just had a lot thrown your way from many different sides. And I feel like there's a lot of people who maybe wanted to step in to try to save you, to try to make you feel better, to try to comfort you, or to try to guide you. Maybe your family tried to help you, or your friends tried to help you. And I feel like even though so much got thrown at you, I feel like you somehow found a way to take all of those obstacles, to take all of those weaknesses, to take all of those troubles and those problems, and to come out extremely powerful, to come out more in control, to come out where you took a problem and you made it your advantage. You took a problem and you turned it into a solution. You took an obstacle and you twisted it so that it was in your favor. I feel like you really attained some level of mastery in your life. You become a master. There's been some kind of transformation that you've gone through because you've just had so much thrown your way, and you just found a way to overcome it all, and not only overcome it all, but to come out on top. Now with the World card, like I was saying before, tends to represent you getting whatever it is that you desire. It represents old things kind of dropping away and a new cycle beginning. And I feel like this World card for you, Virgo, represents the universe being like, here you go. Or, some kind of greater force being like, here you go, Virgo. Everything that you want. You're not just getting a few things that you want, you're getting everything that you want. Everything that you have wanted, everything you have wished for, it is now yours. And the reason why it is now yours, Virgo, is because you did the work. And I feel like, the powers that be in the spiritual spectrum, not like in the Illuminati physical world spectrum, but like the universal spiritual powers, they were just like, they were a harsh judge, they were a really, really harsh judge, but fair is fair. And that's what they're saying. They're like, fair is fair. We put you through so many tests, so many obstacles, and you jumped over every single one. You overcame every single thing. You learned everything you were supposed to learn. You grew in everywhere you were supposed to grow. And fair is fair. We made it tough, but you passed. You get not just one thing that you want, not just the one main thing that you wanted. You get it all of it. All of it is yours, Virgo. So that's really positive. That's awesome. The Hangman represents being in a waiting period, and I feel like this is your past. I feel like you have been in a holding period, in a waiting period for a while, and the wait is over now, Virgo. All those things that you wanted are going to be coming in, manifesting one after the other, and it probably has already started for you. You've probably already manifested like 2 things that were on your list or that you wanted. It's already coming in, and it's all going to come in basically at a pretty constant cadence. So like maybe 1 a week or something new is going to happen. Awesome, I got that. Next week, awesome, got that. Over and over and over again. So that's awesome, Virgo. Like all of your stuff is going to be rolling in over like the next month, maybe next month and a half. With the Eight of Swords tends to represent blindfolding yourself, being caught up in your thoughts and your own anxieties, and basically trapping yourself in your own mind. I feel like the Eight of Swords, though, in your case, represents not really seeing your relationship clearly, not really being realistic about what is to come. Your partner has been through a lot, and there's still a journey for them to go through. And while things may seem a little bit like sunshine and roses right now, there's still a journey there. And I feel like the two of you are going to be together. Things are going to work out, but you have to be realistic about what's to come. It's not going to be easy necessarily. It's not going to be as hard as what it's been like, but there is going to be some tough days, right? Your partner's going through a lot, and it's not going to be easy. So I think it's important that you be realistic about what is to come and the journey that's up ahead. Now, you have learned a lot of lessons being apart from this person. You have grown stronger as a person, and that is going to serve you. You need to hold on to that strength. You hopefully have invested in other areas of your life, like your career or a hobby or a charity or something like that, and hold strong to that, because the journey, again, it's going to be a journey, and you're going to need other areas of your life that anchor you down, that hold you in place, that give you strength, grounding, and balance while your partner deals through things. Now, again, your partner is really going to be working on themselves. They do not want to be in the place that they were in before. They do not want to mess this up. But again, it's not going to be easy. So make sure that you remember your strength, and that you also ground yourself with the other activities that you hopefully have been working on up to this point, investing yourself in, getting excited about. You always want to have a backup that can give you that emotional support that you need when your partner cannot, because they're going through whatever it is that they're going through. So the Knight of Swords, I feel, represents your partner, and I feel like this represents where they are right now. I feel like your partner can be a little bit rash sometimes. They can be a little bit young, have a little bit of immaturity at times. They can be they can kind of brush you off at times. They have this young energy to them, this immaturity to them. And I feel like this is either where they're at or where they've been. So I feel like if it's where they've been, there may still be a little bit of that to them, but they're making a transition, and that transition is to the King of Swords. So if they're not already there, if they're still in the Knight of Swords, they will eventually make their transition to the King of Swords, maybe in about a month to 2 months, I feel. Yeah, so I think that's what I feel. So the King of Swords is where you want your partner to be. King of Cups is ideal, and I think that might have come up in the extended for January, that Virgo reading. But here, the King of Swords popped out, and this is a good one as well. I feel like the King of Swords is somebody who pays attention to you, who sees you, and who is very calm, very rational, who knows what they want. Who knows? I cannot talk today, guys. Who knows what they want, and is very mature, very responsible with you, with their relationship, and with their part in the relationship. I feel like the Knight of Swords is your partner wanting you, being passionate about you, but being very irresponsible in how they show up in the relationship and the things that they say. Like, this might not be your example, but like a Knight of Swords might think like that they love you very much. I mean, they will love you very much, but they might say something like, "Ooh, that girl's really hot," or "Ooh, I'd want to do that girl," or it can be vice versa for different genders, whoever's watching. But like says these things that are unnecessary and that put you in a moment of doubt, and that's them being immature or irresponsible with the things that they say and the things that they think and the way that they do things. So, or your partner may like suddenly get really busy with work and completely forget about you and making plans with you. And it's like, no, you need to have balance, right? You can't just leave me in the dust. If we're together, we need to be making decisions together as a partnership, or we need to be keeping each other informed. You can't just like tell me last minute that you're too busy for something. So there's an immaturity there that they are working out of, they're in transition out of, to become the King of Swords, who is not like that, who is very rational, who is more forward-thinking, better at planning, who sees you, like I was saying before, and who respects you. The Knight of Swords lacks a little respect for others. They're so caught up in their own world and their own thoughts and their own needs and their own desires that they forget that there are other people and other people have feelings. And So your partner is coming out of that to become the King of Swords, who is aware that other people have feelings and that there is a responsibility and that we're all in this together and we're all here to help each other and to be kind to each other and to be considerate of each other's needs and wants and desires. And so your partner is making a transition to a more mature version of themselves and a more mature partner in the relationship. So that's positive, Virgo. Have a little patience with them. I feel like that's another reason why you need to be this Eight of Swords. You need to be a little more realistic about your relationship. It's because your partner is still growing as a person, and I feel like they're almost there, but be realistic about where they're at, but know that they're going to be transitioning, but know where they're at first. And know that that is also a part of the journey. And this immaturity, this lack of responsibility could be tied to whatever issues they've been working on, but they are transitioning out of that. Just be aware that it is a transition. So Virgo, that is what I'm feeling for you for the YouTube portion of this video. If you're interested in the extended, we're going to cover the last 6 cards. Those cards are the Ten of Cups, the Five of Cups, Karma, Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the High Priest. And of course, I will also pull out additional cards and we'll do the bottom of the deck. And just looking at this, I do feel like there are some obstacles to come here, but it does have this Ten of Cups, which is very positive, like super positive, especially for relationships. So we'll see how this all plays out in the extended. If you're interested in that, I will see you in that video. You can access it at www.patreon.com/Trishna. The link is at the end of this video as well as in the description box. If not, thank you so much for watching. I hope I earned your like and your subscribe, and I will see you in my next video on YouTube.